All right, guys, we are back, and we are at the season finale of how to get away with murder. So let's get into it. All right, we are back into it, and Gabriel Maddox is getting dressed for the. It's 24 hours prior to whoever died. It's 24 hours to the wedding, and Gabriel is ironing his shirt, and Frank, Laurel, and Bonnie are looking at him on their little surveillance equipment, and Laura is still being a drama queen. You need to tell everybody who he is and what he's here for. I'm going to tell them. We still don't know who Gabriel really is and why he's there or what he's come to accomplish. But Frank's job is to keep everybody safe at this point and not really delve into the facts of why he's there and who he is. But Laurel, she has her own self-righteous reasons for wanting the information out for whatever reason. So Bonnie just kind of gives her this look like, hey, leave it alone. Don't tell everybody doesn't need to know in order for them to be safe. So I guess this is Frank's way of protecting everybody by not letting them know who Gabriel is. Hopefully we know who he is and why before he dies. Which I don't think Gabriel dies. I don't know who dies, but it ain't Gabriel. That's just my guess. All right, so yeah. All right, so now we get a little bit more insight as to why Connor is such an emotional wreck, to say the least. Everybody's at their house and everybody's doing toasts, and Oliver's mom gives a very heartfelt speech, tears, happiness, blah, blah, blah. Then Connor's dad shows up and, he's like, you found a good partner in Oliver, and even though your face is kind of beat up, which that was a result of the street brawl they got into last episode. But his dad says, give us a sign if Oliver's beating you up. I guess that was his feeble attempt at making a joke. And everybody's just doing this uncomfortable laughter. And then Connor's mom kind of jumps in. So Connor's dad gave the joke, and then he thanked him for inviting him and some other dude. So I'm assuming Connor's dad is gay now, because there was some other random dude that he thanked for coming that wasn't Connor or Oliver. Weird. And his mom shows up and she was like, I just hope you guys have a better marriage than we had. So that was a crass joke as well. And yeah, so interesting. All right, so Connor's mom and Asher are commiserating on their lost loves, which was a random way to strike up a conversation, considering this is their first meeting. But they end up commiserating on their love loss and what they thought would have happened in their previous relationships, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop, which kind of explains, I guess, why they end up swapping slob later on in the episode, but whatever. Not exciting. All right, so moving on to the next scene. Right now, Annalise is fully enthralled in mission take the governor down, and she invites Bonnie over, and they walk into this other room, and there's papers everywhere, files everywhere, just chaos. And Nate is there, and so because Nate has decided to help Annalise take down the governor by any means necessary. And Bonnie walks in and she has this attitude, just wanting to know why Nate is over there helping Annalise, considering Annalise kind of threw both of them out like trash at the beginning of the episode. So I'm at the beginning of the season. So Bonnie's like, hey, can I talk to you? She always has some dramatic exit to make. So yeah, does Nate know you're still drinking? Why is he here? Blah, 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 blah. Basically, whatever. So they just need Bonnie for her contacts with the DA. And this is the last episode, and I just figured out his name is Miller. So Miller is the DA dude who's Bonnie's boyfriend that I just learned his name. So yeah, sue me. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why it matters to Bonnie. Just help them or go home. Which, side note, going back to my predictions, Bonnie looks like she's going to be the one killing somebody this season, which I'm not sure this isn't her first time killing somebody. Like she has slight serial killer tendencies deep down in her spirit. So this ain't her first time killing somebody. Like if this show goes on for seasons and seasons and seasons, they're gonna flash back to her killing quite a few people. I can just about imagine, because Bonnie crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot that Bonnie has an attitude with Nate, because Nate was the one doing the side investigation on who the baby was that was stole from the hospital, and it ended up being Bonnie's son. So that's why Bonnie is so ornery towards Nate, which this is information you may have wanted to know You've been told to lie your whole life, so you should actually be a little bit more appreciative and thankful. However, that ain't none of my business. So, she walks out of the room, storms out of the room because she has an attitude with Annalise at this point, and, you know, blurts it out to Nate, hey, she's still drinking, just so you know. That's what your dad's case did to her. So, I don't know what she's trying to accomplish with that, but we never really know what Bonnie's trying to accomplish, so, yeah. Right, so Connor is making a last-ditch effort. This is the morning of the wedding, and he's making a last-ditch effort to invite Annalise to the wedding, and she's adamantly against it because she hates weddings. She don't go to weddings. She didn't even go to her own wedding because they ain't had no wedding, blah, blah, blah. She gonna end up there anyway, so pointless scene. All right, so Michaela was able to find some evidence showing that the warden at the prison got a call from a blocked number, unknown number, the day that the shooting was orchestrated for Nate Sr. And, you know, she's just going on and on and on about the details and where it could lead back to, even though they were unable to trace the number back. And she's like, here, Nate, here's information. Maybe you can get, because he used to be a cop, maybe you can get some of your cop friends to trace it back or whatever. And he's like, stop, Michaela. Stop. This may lead back to the governor, and I don't want you screwing it up, so let me handle it. So, I don't know what Nate's gonna do, but we'll see. Bonnie and Miller are getting dressed for the wedding, and she was like, she's asking for the point of contact that Annalise asked her to get from him, and he's like, well, why does Annalise need that information? I've already agreed to it at the first investigation, or whatever, and why, he basically goes on to say, why are you letting Annalise manipulate you, and, you know, and basically she was saying, what are you saying, this is a triangle, and I have to pick you or her, and he was like, no, pick you, and then Bonnie, you know, Bonnie don't like nobody to say nothing bad about Annalise. So now she has an attitude about the fact that he kind of told the truth about Annalise. Annalise definitely is, well, I think they're equally codependent on each other, but she definitely knows how to say things to get Bonnie to do what she wants, or not say things in order to get Bonnie to do what she wants her to do. So, I mean, he had a point. Delivery, timing, all that may have been off, but the dude's got a point. Connor and Oliver have made it down the aisle. And they're, you know, exchanging vows or whatever. And Annalise is either hungover or dehydrated or sleepy or something, like she's out of it. So she has to rush up to the bathroom in order to take a couple stiff shots out of her purse. And Annalise is back on that liquor. Poor thing. She going through it. All right, so we are now at the wedding reception, and everybody's, you know, cutting the rug and having a good time. And Laura walks up to Bonnie, and she goes, you know, this is a very good alibi. Gabriel could go to the bathroom. Frank takes him out, and all these witnesses put us here at the party. It's perfect. Bonnie runs off. She has a breakdown. She's crying about something, so she walks away. Frank is, in the meantime, he's at Gabriel's house going through his secret stash and finds his key to some lockbox, and he sees some kind of paper that maybe confirms Gabriel's true intentions of showing up at the school. So that should be interesting. And while all of this is also happening, Annalise is somewhere back in the sanctuary getting lit. Yeah, Annalise is having a major breakdown right now. All right, so while Annalise is in the church getting drunk, while everybody's at the reception in the back part, wherever they're at, Gabriel walks up to her and he's like, you know, what are you doing? And whatever, he kind of bumps into her as she's trying to get past him and drops her purse, and he picks it up and realizes that, you know, she's been drinking, and, you know, he kind of pleads with her, hey, Annalise, get help. You don't want to end up like my mom. She waited too late, which I still don't know who your mom is, so that would mean nothing to me. But, yeah, so when Annalise walks away, he just kind of gives this eerie look, so I don't know. I just want to know why he's there and what's the mission. Like, geez, 10, 15, 20 episodes later, and I don't know why this kid is here. Anyway, I digress. So Annalise joins him back at the party, and she's lit at this point, so she in there cutting the rug. Nate is just laughing at her or whatever, and Bonnie walks up, and he was like, look, I told you she's been drinking again. Look at her. Because she, you know, she in there tearing up the dance floor. She drunk. And then Michaela walks up, hey, did you find out where the call came from? Just talking about the case all in the middle of a wedding party. And he was like, you know, no, not here. And then Nate gets a call from whoever he gave the list to that Michaela gave him. And I guess they tracked the call back to a payphone. And he was like, well, who was it? And the lady that did the reverse search for him goes, you know, check your email. So he's checking his email, and he walks out of the tent. So at this point, Nate is outside. So we'll see who else ends up outside and who dies. Like, we only got like 15, 20 minutes left, so it'd be nice to know who's dead. Just saying. Now, Oliver is dancing with Connor's dad, and Connor's dad is trying to, you know, just telling him, you better take care of my son and protect him from his own self, essentially, is what he's saying to him, blah, blah, blah. Then Oliver gets a call from his dad. Wherever his dad is, he's not at the wedding. So wherever he is, he's taking the call, and he walks out of the tent as well. So now Oliver and Nate are outside of the tent, and somebody has 15 minutes to die. Let's go. All right, so Annalise is coming down the Soul Train line at the party, living her best drunk life. And she spots Frank across the room, and her whole demeanor changed. Now she's serious. Now she wants to know why the hell he's there. Okay, so she sees Frank, and Frank looks like he's just tired. Like he just wrestled a bull or something. Like he looks exhausted. And, you know, they go over to the opening at the tent. They're not outside quite yet. And Annalise goes, you know, Frank, you look like somebody just died. And he said they did. And Annalise is like, tell me you're kidding. And he didn't say anything. She smacks him like she did in episodes 1 or 2. So this is at the part where all of that is coming full circle, I suppose. And he shows Annalise the green piece of paper that he found in Gabriel's apartment. And it says State of Illinois. And then it says Gabriel Maddox. And that's all we saw. She has an attitude. She gets upset. She grabs her jacket. And now she goes outside in the tent. So Annalise, Oliver, and Nate are outside of the tent at some point. And they got about 13 minutes. Somebody got to die. Okay, so Flora left to go to the bathroom or somewhere. And she gave the baby to Oliver's mom. And Oliver's mom, you know, she's coo and gone over the baby. Laura comes back and she sees no baby. She's like, hey, where's my baby? And she was like, Oliver's mom, it's okay. I gave it to the nice blonde lady. So I'm going to assume Laura's mom is back and she has the baby. Why? I don't know. Maybe they're going to kidnap the baby again like they did a couple seasons ago, but we'll see. Let's just play this thing out. All right, so we flash forward and the baby's outside crying in the snow, and Bonnie's again walking up to somebody in the snow in heels, and they're dripping blood, and it looks like D.A. Miller. It's a lot of blood on their face, so I can't really tell, but he's a white guy. He has a mustache, he has a beard, dark hair. I think it's D.A. Miller, which would explain why Bonnie showed up without her date, even though they got into a disagreement before she left. So I don't know how he ended up dead, though. Did Laurel's mom kill D.A. Miller? I don't know, but I'm ready for the commercial to be over because I need to know. We flash back. So it is D.A. Miller, definitely D.A. Miller, that's out there bleeding out in the snow. But then we rewind back about 4 to 5 hours, and we see that D.A. Miller is still going on and on and on about Annalise and how much he hates her and how bad she is for Bonnie. And then Bonnie's just kind of dazed out as he's just bashing Annalise, and, you know, just going back over the conversation she's had with Annalise throughout the season about him and how he actually has a friend that works at the governor's office, and, you know, just kind of putting things together. And at this point, I'm going to assume that Bonnie is... okay, Denver was the old DA that got killed seasons ago. He's saying, like, Denver warned me about Annalise, and I just tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. But remember, Denver was trying to take Annalise down before he died. So maybe Bonnie is assuming that Miller is now taking on Denver's role in his attempt to bash and take out Annalise. So that may be the catalyst for why he is now bleeding out. Now, how he got that way, I don't know, because I think Bonnie has been in the party the whole time, so I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All right, we now know how Miller ended up at the wedding. He, of course, he knew they were going to be there. He texts Bonnie, hey, meet me outside. Can we talk? We flash to him being in the car, and he has a ring in hand. And Bonnie's, you know, coming outside, arms folded. You shouldn't be here. I don't want to see you. So yeah, so now damn near everybody's outside the tent. So what's really good? All right, so Bonnie has put 2 and 2 together, and she basically just tells Miller everything about himself. Miller is the DA. He was hoping, well, he was the impending DA, district attorney. He was in cahoots with the governor in order to become the standing DA. So Bonnie is under the assumption that because D.A. Miller has a friend that works at the warden's office, he called in that favor in order to get Nate Sr. assassinated. Damn. That's complicated. That's complex, okay? Anyway, so she tries to walk away from him. He grabs her arm. She snatches away. Never touch me again. You know, runs away. And now he's in the car, pissed. All right, so Miller was putting his seatbelt on, about to get ready to go, but I guess against his better judgment, he got out of the car and he was gonna go back in to talk to Bonnie again, I'm gonna assume. And I'm sorry, I'm speaking a lot faster because it's getting to the nitty gritty and I'm amped. So Nate runs up on him outside like, hey, why'd you do it? And he shows him the picture that the investigator showed him. And it's a picture of Miller on the phone with the warden. So he definitely called in the call to the warden, which probably subsequently ended up being the reason that Nate Sr. is dead. All right, so the blonde-headed lady that... I was wrong. So the blonde-headed lady that Oliver's mom gave the baby to was not Laurel's mom. It was Bonnie. So Asher comes up to Bonnie and says, hey, Bonnie, why aren't you outside with your date? Who's Miller? She was like, he's not here. And he was like, yes, he is. I saw him outside with Nate. So now she's running outside to Nate and Miller with the baby. Whew. I'm out of breath, but let's get this shit going. Let's go. Oh, my gosh. So Nate confronted Miller about essentially, I mean, basically getting his dad killed. And, you know, he's saying, why did you do it? That was his only chance at a better life. And, you know, he never did anything to you, blah, 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 blah. So he starts punching him and Nate starts punching Miller and Miller falls on the ground and he gets on and he pulverizes him. Like blood is just all over Nate at this point. So he's probably beating his head in at this point and he's probably not fully dead. So Nate's going to walk away and Bonnie's going to finish smothering. He's going to finish him off by smothering him. Let's see. All right, so Bonnie walks outside with the baby, and she's walking through the snow, and she, you know, sees him on the ground with his head basically beat in, but he's not dead. And then she sees Nate over by a tree, and his adrenaline's still going, and he's like, Bonnie, he did it. He got my dad killed. He killed my pops. He killed my pops. He killed my pops. So something clicks in Bonnie's head, and she walks over to him and smothers him. So just as I suspected, but I'm going to assume she's going to tell Nate to take the body with him and drive the car away. I still don't know who she said that to, so we'll see. So, we're back from commercial break, and Bonnie is just standing on the side of the tent while Connor just walks past her in a frenzy looking for Oliver, and that is the point where he runs into Asher. Excuse me, where he runs into Asher and his mom swapping uglies outside against the car. All right, so they did find Oliver, and he was outside talking on the phone to his dad, and he's now back inside making a grand gesture. He's singing John Legend, All of Me, I think the name of the song is, to everybody, and everybody's just kind of reminiscing on their different love aspects, I guess, and Bonnie is reveling in the fact that, well, not really reveling, but she's sad about the fact that she had to kill the man she loved because he played her in order to kill Nate's dad. And then Nate is packing his body into a trunk and realizes he had a ring for Bonnie. So that super sucks. All right. So while all of that is taking place, Annalise is home. I guess she's just lodged at this point and she can't find her key, so she uses like the little excess key that she has hidden outside her apartment, and for whatever reason she's really upset, so she falls out on the floor in grief, and she's rolling around crying. Flashback to the wedding, and Laurel is like, hey, Michaela, where's Gabriel? Nobody knows where she's at, where he's at, and Annalise hears a creak in her apartment. So yeah. Okay, so Annalise hears, you know, the noise in her apartment, and she jumps up and she's like, hey, I have a gun. And Maddox comes walking out. Gabriel, whatever his damn name is at this point. He comes walking out looking like a uber creep. And she's like, hey, how'd you get in here? And he was like, you left your keys at the church. Actually, he stole her keys when they bumped into each other at the church. And so she was like, hey, I know who you are. I know who you are. Why are you here? And basically they flash back to when Sam showed her the green paper, and it showed that Sam is Gabriel's dad. What the fuck? Dude, that's crazy. So Sam, Annalise's dead husband, is Gabriel's dad. So I guess at some point Sam had a kid on with some other lady named Vivian Maddox while he's married to Annalise, I'm going to assume. And I don't know why Gabriel's there. Is he there to kill Annalise? I don't know. But that's the end of the season. And this is too much. Alright, so that is the end of whatever season this is. You'll see it in the title because I can't think of it right now because I am too confused. So, to wrap this thing all up, Miller died. Miller, the new DA, he died. He dead now, so they still ain't got no DA because last season the DA ended up dead as well. Maddox is Sam's illegitimate son, and he has a bone to pick with Annalise, whatever that bone is. And I guess we'll figure that out next season, so fasten your seatbelts. And thanks for joining me on this ride.